Let's play! Whoa! Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You all may call me Pharaoh, and welcome to another bonus video for Professor Layton and Pandora's Box? Well, as I mentioned before, this is the European or Australian version of the Diabolical Box. The only reason why I'm playing this version for this particular bonus videos today is because it's the only way I was able to get those weekly puzzles to work and to show up. So it just so happened that's what the save file had, you know, just for this version of the game. I don't know if there's really any major changes of what actual puzzles appear compared to the American version, but either way, puzzles are puzzles. So yeah, we did everything else in the game from my understanding, so today all we're going to be doing is going over those weekly puzzles. It's under the bonuses right here in the top left, and if they're there properly or downloaded properly, they'll be here under solve puzzles. I believe there's actually a total of 33 different puzzles here, so just a little bit more in Curious Village. And hint coins you don't gotta worry about. They just they'll give you one hint if you absolutely need it, and you just take it from there. So from the very beginning, sweeping up, what is this all about? Of course, we're starting with a freaking sliding puzzle. Like, why? Why would it not? Ugh, give me one moment here. All right. It's gonna put me in a sour mood, like, right off the bat, but it's okay. You know, we're here to have fun. That's exactly what's gonna be happening here. So, put the rubbish in the proper place. Use the stylus to slide the blocks until you can move the rubbish into the bin. Alright. Let's try messing around with this. Or, did I put this here, maybe? Maybe not. Well, the thing is like if I say I do something like that. Maybe I do want to have that block down there. Let's try that again. Just make a little bit of room. Yeah, there you go. There. Maybe. Hey, hold on a minute. Hold on. Ah. Like, it sucks when I'm close. See, it's like, then what? Like, I'm in like a little bit of a precarious place here. Damn. Like, there was something nice going on there, and then all of a sudden, not so much. Wait. Ah. If I could move this just a little bit more, then again, like, what the hell is this gonna accomplish? Damn. We're really starting strong, huh? I hate saying we're gonna, like, already have to solve this later, or, like, you know, well, actually, let me get a hint here. If you think about moving the red vertical bars as a set, you should be just fine. Yeah, should. You should be fine. Not saying you will be fine. You should. But that is a good hint, in a sense. Like, it's telling you, like, right there, like, hey, well, I can't move them now, but, like, those two vertical red lines, if you move them together, you just might, you might get this. I feel like I was inadvertently doing that anyway. Damn it. Alright, let me meet you guys back until I got this figured out. There we go. Ugh. That was kind of a pain.
Let's see if this
Like that
works.
one configuration I was kind of missing there was
Piece of
like
cake.
you kind of sandwich the red blocks in between those two horizontal green ones. That kind of got me going a little bit more, but there you go. Clean as a whistle. Doesn't that feel good? Sure. Why not? Ugh. Tile equation. Below is an addition equation using tiles numbered 0 to 9. There's just one small problem, though. The equation doesn't add up. Move the tiles to make the equation work. Only the answer involving the fewest number of moves will be accepted. See, anytime I say something like that, it's like, okay, there's probably only, like, what? 1, 2 changes to probably make. So obviously it doesn't add up. Now the 8 plus 4, that could, I mean, obviously it carries over. It's not 12, but if we make it that, can we switch out? Yeah, we can switch out any of these. Because right now it's saying 9, 9, 5 is 14. That gives you a 6. If I make that... Like, I want, like, a larger number to carry over. It already is doing so here, but it's not doing so in the middle. If I flip it, though... I mean, still... Wait. That carries over. That carries over. I'm gonna take out my calculator. I may have just inadvertently solved it. Yes, I know I can probably do this in my head, but, you know, hey, we have the tools. That is correct.
Just leave it to me. Piece of cake.
Alrighty, that's right. Since the puzzle asks you to answer with the fewest number of moves possible, the only correct solution is to swap 0 with 2 and 5 with 6. Of course, if you could rotate the tiles, there's a solution that requires even fewer moves. Perhaps you'd like to look for that one as well? No, that's okay. I'm good. Thank you for asking. There we go. Wrong clocks. What's up with this? The two clocks in an illustration below both point exactly to 12 o'clock. 1 hour later, one clock points to 1:01. An hour later? And the other to 12:59. In other words, one clock is fast and the other is slow. If these two clocks stay fast and slow at a constant ratio to one another, how many hours will it take? Will it take, starting from noon, until they both show the same time again? Well, if it's 1 hour and it only moves, if you want to say, it'll go 1 minute ahead or 1 minute back. Well, it's not going to go back, but it'll be 1 minute slow. And if it wants to show 12 again, I'm not really sure if it's as simple as saying, you know, there's 12 hours. Well, hold on. I don't know if I'm thinking about this right. Or maybe am I? Hold on. No, that's not right. I was thinking like, oh, if it's like, is it like a whole nother 12 hours? But if we times that by 12, no. What would get me kind of... What am I looking for? Here's a hint. The next time the clocks look the same, they won't be pointing at 12. They won't be pointing at 12. So I guess maybe that's why I'm getting confused, because that's what I was trying... Because the next time the clocks look the same, they won't be pointing to 12. I believe they'll be pointing to 6? Maybe that's what we're getting at here. But I don't like it literally says until they both show the same... Well, I guess I read that wrong and said like, oh, they show the same time again, thinking like, oh, from the illustration. But if they mean another time, more than likely probably 6 o'clock. I don't think it's... Would it take 6 hours to get to that? I think it might. But it's going to take a very long time to do that, because it's like I said, it's only moving 1 minute ahead or 1 minute late. Try this. Like, my thought process is kind of there, but like I don't know if I'm explaining it the way I'd like. So it was that.
Huh.
Because I basically took like there's 60 minutes, but then it was 6 hours. So it'll be 360 hours. It'll take 360 hours. Once one clock has lost 6 hours and the other has gained 6 hours, both clocks will show the same time again. You need to ask yourself, how long would it take a clock deviating by 1 minute per hour to reach 6 hours? There you go. We're going to have a fun time with this, I can tell. Cut and splice. Take a look at the piece of wood in the illustration. Can you cut along the grid lines to create 2 pieces that fit together to make a new piece of wood 8 squares high by 8 squares wide? While you can rotate the cut pieces, keep in mind that you can't turn them over to make them fit. Can't turn them over. So we want something that's going to be 8 by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, then there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I'm trying to think about how we've showcase stuff like this in other games. They tend to like you always tend to kind of turn it sideways. So I think we want to use these 8 the very least. Now, they said 8 by what now? Oh, but make it wide as well. Well, we just kind of try fitting it into the top one here. Now we have another 8. Now the thing is, do I need to cut it elsewhere? Probably to at least a 3, so it matches the 3 on the top there. That actually might be it.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Okay. Hey, that was
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle
kind of
unsolved.
happy with myself with that one. Your answer probably looks something like this. Not probably, it is that. Okay. Although once again, I feel like I'm taking the logic I learned in Curious Village and now this game to help out, which isn't wrong. You use what you learn. Stacked dice. Look at the dice stack below. Though you can't see it, the faces that touch other dice all share the same number. If that's the case, what number should go on the question mark? Of course, all these dice should have the same layout of numbers. Now, we kind of learned that the... How do I put it? We learned from a previous puzzle, I think it was in this game, so like say we have a 2 here. We always learn that the opposite facing value has to equal up to 6. So, in this block, we have 2 here, but then the block that's being hidden here, that will be like a 4. Then assuming that there's a 4 on this side, or like if there's... Okay. So I'm trying to incorporate all that. Let's see if that's what the hint is talking about. Oh crap, they always add up to 7. Oh man, I was gonna make a huge ass mistake. They always add up to 7, that is right. Why the hell I thought 6? Okay. So with that being said and done, it kind of comes down to like figuring out everything else. So, how do we want to do this? So, maybe in that top one. So we have 6, meaning that there's going to be a 1 back here. There's a 3 here, meaning there's a 3 in the bottom. If there's 2 on the other side, that means we have a 5 here. And a 2. So that's that block. So if we assume that the top of this is a 3, then the bottom is going to be a 4, right? And then taking a look at this one, if that opposing one is going to be a 5, that's going to be a 2. So what am I missing here? 1 and 6? How... I'm trying to figure out how would I know which side is what. Like, is that question mark 1 or is that a 6? We're close. Trying to think if there's any other way to figure this out, but because right now I'm leaning towards 1 1, and the logic is dumb. To me, it's like, oh, we already have 6 here. I'm like, would it be repeated down here? But I know it's dumb logic. But with that being said, let's try it out.
Consider this puzzle solved.
All right, it was a 50-50
A true
shot.
gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
To face an equation, you should have only... the face in question should have a 1 in it. You need to visualize the numbers you couldn't see and deduce the position of the last die from that. Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. It was more so trying to determine how the hell did we know how the other one was a 6. Yeah, you know, it's fine. We got it. I'm sure somebody will explain it to me, but here we are. Got a bunch more puzzles to go. Paper and scissors. Let's say you took a square piece of paper and cut off the corners to make the largest possible circle. But then you realize you need a square piece instead and cut off the curves to make the largest possible square. How many times bigger was the original square than the one you have now? Okay, but then you realize you need a square piece instead. How many times bigger was the original square? I mean, part of me wants to say either like 2 or 3 times. But I think it's because we cut it down twice. Right? Like, you rounded it down, and it's like, oh crap. So now you do it here. Twice, right? Seems a little too easy, but I'm iffy on that. Let's take a look at the hint. The length of the side of the original square is equal to the diameter of the circle you cut. If you then cut the largest possible square from that circle, what would be the relationship of the circle's diameter and the new square? Geometry! Let's go with 2.
This should do the trick.
Okay.
Ha! Wonderful.
Huh! The original square is twice as big. It's very easy to see when you draw a diagram, but just, yeah, kind of what I did. We've definitely seen those types of puzzles multiple times already, so that helped. All right. AB plus B equals what? BA? Baracus? I used to... I get these weird moments in my life where I really like watching, like, old, media. Like, I remember there was a while, years ago, I really got into Taxi. That show from the 70s that had, like, Danny DeVito, Tony Danza, Judd Hirsch, Christopher Lloyd, Andy Kaufman. Nowhere near my generation whatsoever. But it was good. Same thing when I was watching Barney Miller. Yeah, Barney Miller at some point in my life. And there was a time where I was watching the A-Team. Like, I don't know why, but anyway. Let's see. Let's replace numbers in the equation. 12 plus 12 equals 24. All right. With letters. So now 1 is A, 2 is B, and 4 is C. That produces the letter equation A plus B equals BC. Now think about another such equation. AB plus B equals BA, where the letters may have different values from the sample equation above. What numbers could replace the A and the B to make the second equation true? Keep in mind that A and B are different numbers. Okay. So we could just focus on... I mean, you could, once again, kind of brute force this. Like, let's just say 5 for B, then, like, something plus 5 equals 50 something? Well, the only way it's gonna work is 4. That's not it, because then I got 54, and that's obviously not the case. So, once again, I'm sure there's a better way to go about this, but, yeah. The only way that's gonna work is if I do... Actually, that's not gonna work at all. I was thinking it had to be kind of like a higher number. Like that. My God, what was wrong with my handwriting? So, something like that. Blank plus 9 equals 90 what? Actually, we'll put an 8 in here. 89 plus 9, that gives us 98. There we go. Simple as that. 8 and 9. So yeah, those puzzles are... Whew. Come on. Fix that. It's like, I don't even know what the hell you're trying to draw there. There you go. Yeah, those puzzles can be
this puzzle solved.
fairly easy. We had a way more complex version in the main game, so
leaves no puzzle
there we
unsolved.
are there. If you replace the A with an 8 and a B with a 9, then the equation is true because 89 plus 9 equals 98. Addition. Alright. What number? The numbers in the diagram below follow a certain rule. Some manipulation of pairs of adjacent numbers is used to derive the number centered below them. Can you work out what number goes in the space marked with a question mark? The rule at work here is absolute, so there are no exceptions. Yeah, what's funny is like I kinda already had something in mind and I already lost it. Like, I think I actually got it again. If it's all something has to be derived back down to the numbers centered around them. Yeah, I think I got it. So somehow 160 has to go to 16. If I take the first digit, we have the 6, and we add the two values of the second and third place, we get 6. We get 16. Now, if I do that for 144, 18, 1 goes into 1, 4 plus 4, 8. Right? And I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. Is it shit? It's going to... Sorry, guys. I'm like, is it going to be the same thing for the... Actually, how the hell is it going to work for... Wait a minute. I mean, that was that case for like the 160 and 144 for 16 and 18, but how the hell is it down about the 30? Maybe I wasn't thinking about this right. So I gotta use both of them, right? So, here's a hint really quick. Subtraction? No, that's not it. You want to add. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. So, if I add those together, all of those values, I get a 7. 144, that's a 9. That goes into 16. Okay. What the hell was I doing? I had a weird-ass way of doing this. So if that works, then if we take 144... So I got 9. If I do 144, and then 9, and that goes, that's 18. Okay. Alright, then... So if I take 16 and 18, that's 7 and 9. That'll give us 16. If my logic is absolute, as they say.
And now to test my theory.
Okay.
Huh. Wonderful.
That was fun. Answer 16. The way to find answers is to think of all the digits of the numbers in the diagram as single-digit integers. Then you just add them up. So 160 and 144 will give you 1 plus 6 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4, which equals 16. Number below, that is the rule. At first, it might seem the rule is to take the absolute value of the difference between the two adjacent numbers, but there's one place that won't work. I don't even know what the hell I was trying to do. Sometimes, like, I inadvertently find something, but it ends up screwing me over. But we got it. Mouse escape. For God's sakes, would you stop with this already? This poor mouse fell asleep and woke to find himself trapped by a bunch of blocks. Can you help free the unlucky mouse? No, alright, that's his freaking life. That was his fault. Bring down the green upside down L in the top left corner to the same level as the top blue block. Once you've cleared a path, drag the blue gate-shaped block up. Bring down the green upside down L. Which one? There's two of them. The top left corner, sorry. And then do what now? To the same level as the top blue block. To the same level? Well, obviously not, like, now, but... Oh, this is gonna be fun. To the same level as it. This doesn't seem like it would be very difficult, but... I'm trying to think of other ways I can possibly finagle this. Because at the very least, I'm going to need to have that block moved, like, up twice. How else is the mouse going to get out of there? I don't even know if that matters either. Let me move this top green one to this bottom one. Eventually got to be at the same level, and then that's what kind of solves it, huh? I'm unsure. I gotta have that room. Oh, wait. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a freaking fudging minute. Well, kinda. No. Damn, wait, I had an idea and I kind of lost it. The kind of trick here is to somewhat have the mouse be in like little alcoves as I continue doing this. Oh my god, I'm so close. The problem is, how the hell... I gotta bring down... I hate when I'm that close. How the hell did I even get it here? Like... I'm also trying to remember the thing by having this by the same level as the other about a blue square, and that's what I need to do. Okay, so I think at the very least it should be like that. Now, how to finagle it like that. Took me 118 moves, but that hint actually helped.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
I'm sure he'll find some way to repay you eventually. How? Is he Remy from Ratatouille? That movie's kind of cozy to me. I like it. Different chickens. It's time to play Spot the Difference of A, B, and C. Which one is identical to the panel on the left? Identical to it. The panel on the left is a negative image in black and white, and it's been flipped from left to right. Alright. Well, let's see what differences we can find. Or should I try finding differences in, like, A, B, and C first, and then try to take a look at the negative? It's kind of a pain. Why does this one seem a little bit more iffy? Oh, wait a minute. Well, there's one. There's a little difference I found. This guy should be flipped, and he's not. So that rules out C. I'm sure it's kind of the same thing for... Watch it be one of the other chicks. Sorry, I'm just looking pretty intently at this. What the hell is the other difference? The hell? This is bothering me. Like, I can't see well what the hell the... See, I can't tell if this is a difference or not. Or is it just the graphics? Well, maybe it is a little bit different. The chicken on the left, or an A, the bottom left chicken, its eye, I guess, is a little bit more not filled in. I just wrote that off as like, hey, the graphics, but no, I think it's deliberately like that. So that means B is the identical one.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Wow. Yeah, some of the spot the difference ones can be a little...
no puzzle unsolved.
Blech. A and C both have differences which are circled here. Yeah, that... The chick was easy enough to find, eventually. That I one... Ugh. Alright, Territory War. That should be fun. We're playing Risk, which I never think I played in my life. 3 kings have become entangled in territory dispute over the land shown below. They've decided to divide the land by coloring it red, blue, and yellow after our national colors. The rule for dividing land is that each territory must not border another territory of the same color. If territory A is red, B is blue, and what color is territory C? Circle that color's king and touch submit. Didn't we kinda do... Was it in this game or is it another one? Where... We kind of just went back and forth until there was like one spot that didn't work. But I don't know if that's going to be the case here. So they can't... Well, we can kind of narrow it down. We got blue, red, and yellow, right? So we know that has to be yellow because it's touching blue and red there. This has to be red, which means this has to be yellow, making this blue. I think okay so far. Not really sure. Well, this one has to be red. If that's red, I think up here is blue. So I got blue and red, so this must be yellow. Blue, red. This has to be another blue. Red here. Blue, red, yellow. If we have red and yellow, then C. I could fill out the rest, but there's no point. Because now what's left over is it has to be blue. That was fun.
And now to test my theory.
Alright.
And there we have it.
If we divide the land correctly, C must be blue. And yeah. I didn't do the bottom part, but I think everything else I got. Alrighty. A sure win. In this game, players take turns moving stones one space up, down, left, or right, or diagonally to an open space. The goal is to line up 3 of your stones, as in knots and crosses. Okay. Based on the board layout below, there's one move that white can make to ensure victory in the following turn. Make that move and touch submit. Just one turn, huh? Line up 3 of your stones. Based on the board layout below, there's one move that white can make to ensure victory in the following turn. It seems simple, but I don't know what the hell I'm getting here. Black is one move away from victory. Yeah, if you don't block Black's winning move, you will lose. Can you see now where a white stone needs to go? Well, that's what I was kind of thinking. There's multitude of ways. I mean, you can do this, that, or even that. But I guess I get a little bit confused about how there's one move that white can make to ensure victory in the following turn. Well, turn. Not necessarily that... But then why can't they just block me in some regard? Well, see, this is not going to work because that's going to take 2 turns to fix. And I guess not that either, so I guess it has to be that. And like what, I just hope to God that they don't move the black up one? Like, let me see if I'm right there.
And now
I might even know I'm thinking about that right. Okay.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Did you see the answer right away? Okay, I make that turn, but what's stopping them from blocking me? Oh, I see now. I'm an idiot. I forgot the diagonal going top left to bottom right. Okay, no, that was clever. I was just dumb. What's new there? All right. The Mobius puzzle. That is a movie I keep hearing many funny things about. Is it Morbius? Whatever. By twisting a thin strip of paper once and using some tape to form a ring with it, you can make a ring with one continuous surface. If you started to draw a line on one side, it would eventually cover both sides and join back up with itself. Yeah, okay. This is the famous Mobius strip. Now, if you cut along this line with a pair of scissors, which shape would the paper make? A, B, or C? Oh, God. What shape would it make if I cut it down along the line? Twisting before forming a ring yields a completely different result than cutting an untwisted ring. Yeah, if it's untwisted, you're gonna get A. If I twist it... would it just unfurl? Yeah, C looks too convoluted, and A wouldn't work because I'm not twisting it. I guess by order of elimination it's B, but I don't know. I'm not really visualizing
this puzzle solved. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
This is a fun puzzle to try in real life. You end up with one very long ring. Try it out and see how many twists you end up with. No, that's okay. Too many bridges. I don't even think we're halfway through this yet. There are so many rivers running through this town, they've built 12 bridges. That's just... okay. It's possible to cross each bridge only once on your way to the area indicated by the white arrow, but which letter would you have to start from to do this? To reach... to reach that one on the bottom. You can cross each bridge only once on your way. Well, let's start from A and go to E. How the hell did I do that in one shot? I'm telling you, sometimes it's really weird how certain puzzles just come extremely naturally to me, and other I'm like, huh, what?
Consider this puzzle solved.
All right, I'll take it.
Huh, wonderful.
You want to start at A. One possible route is shown here, but there are other possible routes that take you to each bridge only once. This is the kind of puzzle you solve by tracing a long line without lifting a stylus. Yeah. Actually, look, yeah, their route's a little bit different than mine. I started on the right side of A, then went... Okay, interesting. But either way, it has to be A. A rotating arrow. Here we have a pentagon with equal sides. As shown in Figure 1, a square of sides the same length as one side of the pentagon sits flush against a five-sided shape. I'm already losing track here. It's labeled with an arrow pointing up. If you flip the square along the pentagon as shown in Figure 2, the arrow on the square changes direction. Yeah, okay. Using the diagram below, work out which direction the arrow faces if you continue to flip the square anti-clockwise along the pentagon back to its original position. Oh, back to its original position. Okay. I'll be down. Right. Well... Why would it be... No, hold on. It's labeled with an arrow pointing up. If you flip... I gotta flip it, excuse me. I kept turning it. No, if I flip it... So it's flipped. And then... I mean, because it's gonna be in a weird angle, so you kind of flip it again. And eventually it's gonna kind of peter out a little bit. I'm assuming it's just gonna be to the left.
This should do the trick.
Well, yeah, I was thinking of, like, not flipping, but, like, turning.
Wonderful.
But, yeah, see, right there how they drew it. There's nothing all that difficult about this puzzle, but it does require you to be a little creative of thinking before you can arrive at the answer. Sure. A row of dice. A number of dice are arranged in a row as shown below. Can you work out which of A to D belongs in a spot marked with a question mark? All the dice are arranged so that where one die touches another, the two faces that are touching have the same number on them. Assume all the dice are identical. I mean, this could be one of those things where we have, once again, if we know that the whole thing about the opposing sides are going to equal up to 7, I guess we have to determine that again. So we got, I'm looking at the top, excuse me, the leftmost dice. We have 3 facing there, so that means the back of it is going to be a 4. We got a 2 on top, so the bottom's going to be a 5. So that means we have a 1 and 6 somewhere. Well, even if we don't know the 1 and 6 there, we take a look at the second block. We know that... freaking hell, that's from right. 7. It's not 6. It's 7. It adds up to. 2, 4, and 3. Well, I still think either way. Either way, I don't think it can be 1 or... It can't be D or B. Because that side is going to be either 1 or 6. So now it kind of comes down to, is it A that has the 5 facing up, or yeah, well, both that have 5 up, but then is it 3 or 4 facing towards you? Well, I guess we'll look on the right side. We got 5 and 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, wait, 5 and 2, 3 and 4. And once again, you got 1 or 6. Three, 4, 2, 5. What in God's name? Well, what am I not looking at here? Can you see any 1s or 6s? That hint was really something. Four and 3, 5 and 2. I don't know. I mean, I'm taking a shot at dark here.
And now to test my theory.
Like, I was getting close. I'm like, all right, what else is there? But
wonderful.
So, okay, it was C. Once you realize that each set of the opposing dice on a side adds up to 7, and that all the touching faces are either 1s or 6s, you can use logic to work out the rest. Well, that's the hell I was trying to do. But why would it be the one facing 4 instead of the one that was... Wait. You know what? It's fine. I got it. That's why I should. That's what matters. Mouse on the loose. Is this another sliding one? Oh my god. Why? Oh no, it looks like the mouse fell asleep and got himself trapped again, because he's an idiot. While he was napping, the owners of the house piled all sorts of blocks around him. Can you clear a path and help the little guy out? No! There's lots of open space in this puzzle, so you think it'd be pretty easy to shift things around, but clearing a path can be surprisingly difficult. To beat this one, you'll need to make effective use of the indentations on certain blocks. Oh, and try to get that straight orange block above the blue U-shaped one on the top of the screen. Try getting it above it, huh? I feel I did the same thing, just with extra steps. Alright. How do I... Or maybe, do I wait on... So even if I move it a little bit, can't really do much. Trying the idea of like make use of the indentations and don't think I'm doing it right. There's like no room to move that damn blue one. Like, am I literally back to where the hell I was again? Sure as hell seems like it. But I'll just be back when I get this. Well, there's the idea of getting that blue one, or excuse me, the orange block up there. That took me a little while to figure out. Now the matter is trying to find enough room, I guess, to get the blue gate up, which that is working. I'm gonna bring this back down, maybe to have space to maneuver. Yeah, there you go. Ooh-wee. All right.
And now
I mean, the hint
test my
helped. Just took me a while to actually figure out
And
that
there you
path,
have it.
but once you got it, it's like, yeah, there you go. There's room. That's twice now you say the little mouse. Maybe he should dig up. He should dig up a little cheese to say thanks. No, no, thank you. And knowing this game, they're gonna throw me a third one. I know they are. The ant takes a walk. A wire cube sits on the floor below, with an ant sitting at the point under the white arrow. Okay. Starting from its current position, the ant wants to walk on each wire in the cube without ever crossing any length of wire twice. To do this, you need to add a single wire to the cube. To which area out of A, B, or C should you add the wire to make this possible? Note that the ant may cross over a point where two or more wires meet as many times as it likes. Select a letter to answer. Well, I guess it's a matter of, like, trying out each one. And it wants to cross each one once? I don't think it's A. Damn it. The thing is, I'm probably not even following this correctly. You know, I'm probably not drawing this right, but I just don't know. I mean, that was probably the closest, but once again, I'm probably not drawing it right. Right now, I'm leaning towards C. It's asking you where to add a wire in order to create a 3D shape you could draw without ever lifting the pen. Yeah, I get that. Two of the potential answers let you do this, but only one works, so you can start from the point under the white arrow. Well, like I said, I got closest with C, even though I didn't, like, do it fully,
And now
but
to test my
yeah, I gotta
theory.
hurry up here. Like, a little over an hour in,
Huh,
and
wonderful.
still got a decent amount of puzzles left. Okay, so it is C. Now, how the hell did I... Okay, no, see, they start off there, then they go around first. Okay, I went down like initially, but okay. It uses an ant as a visual aid, but it's basically asking you to draw a 3D shape in a single continuous stroke. While wire A also lets you draw the cube in one stroke, it doesn't let you do it from starting at that white arrow. B also is incorrect because no matter where you start from, you can't complete the drawing in one continuous line. John and Bill. Bill and John. What the hell are they doing? Let's see. John and Bill are playing in the park and they start chatting. Hey, Bill, 3 years from now, you'll be twice my current age, won't you? Says John. Bill pauses for a moment, then responds, Well, get this. When I'm twice the age I am now, I'll be 3 times your current age. Crazy, right? So how old are John and Bill? Just so you know, neither of the boys are 10 yet. Okay, so we have a 1 in 10 shot of getting this. So 3 years from now, you'll be twice my current age. And he's like, well, get this, you know, when I'm twice the age I am now, I'll be 3 times your current age. Funny enough, I think I might have already gotten it, but let's start like a middle number. If we say he's 5, is it 3 years from now, you'll be twice my current age. 8, 10, no. I don't think that's gonna work. We do 6, though. 3 years from now, it'll be twice my current age. So 3 years from now, he'll be 9. But he's saying if you're twice my current age, I'll be 12. And he's like, get this. When I'm twice the age I am now, I'll be 18. If we go with the whole 6 thing. And I'll be 3 times your current age. 6 plus 6 plus 6. Devil's number. 16. So there you go. They're simply 6 and 9 years old. Ha ha ha, no joke.
This should do the trick.
Alright, that wasn't terrible.
And there we have it.
If John is 6 and Bill is 9, then in 3 years, Bill will be twice John's current age, and in 9 years, Bill will be 3 times John's current age. You could use a formal set of equations to solve this, but just plugging in numbers until you get it right can be fun too, which is kind of what I was going for initially. For a pair of children, John and Bill certainly have some advanced discussions. Yeah, what child in their right mind would have this type of... whatever. The tape shape... Oops. The tape shape. Two pieces of tape the same length and the same width are shaped into rings and then stuck together at point P as shown. If you were to cut the 2 pieces along the dotted line, which of the 4 shapes below will be formed? Choose an answer from A to D by circling it. Once again, why the hell are we doing this again? Well, if you were to cut the 2 pieces along the dotted lines... See, the thing is, like, is it going to unfurl, or is it going to be, like, one continuous thing? Because, like, I don't think it's going to be B. That seems a little convoluted. Here's a hint. Did you notice that point P would be divided into 4 sections? So you're saying it'll be like 4 different strips? In that case, the only answer would be D. A only has... you know what? That actually kind of helps out quite a bit. A, B, and C all show, like, all of them showcase the actual point P at various things. But if it's going to be cut along the line, there's going to be 4 different ones. That's D. I'm not sure if that's the easiest way to kind of go about it, but it worked.
Gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
The correct answer is D. It almost seems impossible, but try it for yourself. I actually might have to try that out. That's kind of interesting. The long formula. Oh boy. Alright guys, we're almost there. About like 10 or so more left. Formulas like the first one are a familiar sight to students. One day, a mathematician thought up the second formula. This formula basically took all the letters in the alphabet, subtracted them from X, and then multiplied them all together. Since the formula was so long, the mathematician used ellipses to indicate part of the formula. Soon after, he discovered that no matter what numbers you substituted for any of the letters, the formula always yielded the same answer. What is the answer? Do I need to take into account the first equation at all, or...? He discovered that no matter what number he substituted for any of the letters, it always yielded the same. I have an idea, but like I'm trying to formulate it in my freaking head. And then multiply them all together. So they're all being multiplied. So x minus a... x minus b equals x squared minus a plus b squared. And the hidden segment of formula is something very important. And that's kind of what I was trying to think of, because it says no matter what numbers you substituted, no matter what, like you can do like 7 and 2 and like 9 and whatever, like 20 zillion whatever, but at some point x is going to be minus x. That's gonna give you 0. If you're multiplying all of this,
And now
I always
to
found out
test
like an
my
interesting math rule, math law.
theory. Wonderful.
Anything divided by, or excuse me, multiplied by 0 is gonna be 0. Yeah, one of the hidden sections of the formula is x minus x, which equals 0, and any number you multiply by 0 equals 0. Like, it is interesting where we come from as humans and like how we develop this stuff. Like, we figured that out apparently, or we made it a law, if you want to call it mathematics, where it's like, hey, this is the only way it makes sense. I don't know. That would never be me. How many gems? The following is a conversation between 2 sneaky thieves. Huh? So all the gems out and display in a jeweler's, only one's real? That's right. It's 4th from the top, 2nd from the bottom, 3rd from the right, and 3rd from the left. That's the one we're after. Supposing that the gems are ordered in uniform rows and columns, how many gems are there? Is it by like a guessing it's by a grid of some sort. Fourth from the top. Fourth from the top, second from the bottom. Third from the right. Is it 5 by 5? Yeah, I think it's a 5 by 5 grid. Which means that would be 25. Get this memo out. Fourth from the top. There's also second from the bottom. Did I even do this right? Am I missing a line? Fourth from the top, second from the bottom. It'll be right here. That's 5 by 5. So, simple multiplying. That is not 45. 25.
Consider this puzzle solved.
There we go.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
That's right. It's fourth from the top, second from the bottom, third from the right, third from the left. That's the one we're after. If we draw a picture of the description, it would look like this. All in all, there are 5 rows and 5 columns, meaning there are 25 gems. I was expecting that to be way worse. Who's married? Not me! Alright. Walking around, you overhear neighbors talking about a family that consists of a married couple, a son and a daughter. Why the hell are they talking about them? Mary is certainly younger than Dan. Say, Mary is older than Lisa, isn't she? Sam is younger than Dan, that's for sure. No, Lisa and Sam aren't a couple. Of the 4 statements above, 2 are true and 2 are false. Work out which statements are accurate and tick the boxes of 2 people who are married. It's one of those things like it's like, okay, like assume that one of them is telling the truth. So if A is correct, that Mary is certainly younger than Dan. I would assume that she would be like the daughter, right? Say Mary is older than Lisa, isn't she? Could be. Sam is younger than Dan for sure. No, Lisa and Sam aren't a couple. So that would, if we assume that's true, then it's either Dan and Mary or Mary and Sam. I feel there's a lot of assumptions here. Like, might go with a hint. Statements A and C are incorrect. Okay. So, Mary is not younger than Dan, and Sam is not younger than Dan. So that would mean the ones who are married are Mary and Sam. But once again, I make so many assumptions here because, I mean, sometimes in a lot of relationships, the woman can be older than the man. I mean, I know I've been in relationships where, you know, the woman was just a little bit older than I was, you know, so, like, that's fine, you know, and then, of course, you know, people want to be happy, they want to marry whatever, you know, as long as they're all adults and, you know, consenting. That's really what that matters, but I guess you just gotta take some liberties with this. But with the hint,
This
should just
do
be
the trick.
Sam and Mary. Yeah, there you go.
Huh. Wonderful.
That's right. Sam and Mary are a married couple. A and C are lies, while B and D are accurate statements. The answer comes together when you test each statement. If B is false, then A, C, and D can all potentially be false or correct. Furthermore, if D is incorrect, then both B and C must also be assumed to be incorrect. I will always hate those types of puzzles because it's like, I get like the whole thing about testing it, but then I just get like, ugh. Miscalculation. Mike has always been terrible at maths. He's asked to multiply a certain number by 9, then add 7, but instead he multiplied by 7 and add 9 because he just didn't follow directions. He soon notices his error and in a panic tries the problem again. Just the idea is like, uh-oh. When he does the problem correctly, however, he ends up getting the same answer as he did the first time. What is a certain number? I mean, is it literally just... You can freaking brute force it again, but why wouldn't it be 1? 1 times... You can kind of say it's like the other one where, like, you know, x minus x, but 1 times whatever, you're going to get whatever the second digit is. Like, 1 times 9 is 9, plus 7, 16. 1 times 7 is 7, plus 9 is 16. Like, okay. Easy enough. It's 1.
Consider this puzzle solved. Huh. Wonderful.
Numbers 1. If you do the maths, it all works out. He's so happy, like, yay! 3 ladies. Excuse me. Can you work out the names of each of these 3 ladies? The woman next to me is Judy. I'm Ellie. Pleased to meet you. The woman next to me, her name's Anna. Keep track of what each lady said to help you deduce their names. There's a catch, though. While Judy's always truthful... Oh god, here we go. Ellie occasionally lies, and Anna tells fibs every chance that she gets. Arrange the nameplates at the bottom of the screen so that each plate correctly labels its owner. I hate this. So... Damn it, Ellie. Look, oh, they said occasionally. Well, two of them introduced the one next to them. Ellie's the only one that straight up says, "Hey, I'm Ellie." But my thing is like, Judy is always truthful. Always. Ellie occasionally lies. Anna tells fibs every chance that she gets. I feel what would make this work is if Ellie was actually the... Or, excuse me, not Ellie. Anna. No. Yes, Anna's the one who always lies, right? This would probably be a little bit easier if we assume that she is the one in the middle. Now I say that because, irregardless of what was being said here, like, oh, the woman next to me is Judy, or if she's Ellie, the woman next to me, her name's Anna, like, we can make the assumption that all 3 of those statements could be wrong if she's in the middle. because the woman next to her is Judy. Yeah, maybe, but which one? She could be lying about that. You know, because like, it's like she could be pointing to Judy when it could actually be Ellie. And then she could be lying about who she is herself and saying, I'm Ellie. And then, once again, the inverse of A, like, yeah, the woman next to me, oh yeah, that's Anna, which in actuality could be Ellie. So I think there's that. But now the idea that which one's Ellie, which one is Judy, that's what I'm a little iffy on. The woman next to me is Judy. If that's A. Well, that can't be right because we have Anna there. If that's A. But she occasionally fibs something. That's the thing that kind of gets me. No. That's if as if Ellie. Is this flipped? If A is Ellie, the one who lies occasionally, the woman next to me is Judy. She's lying about that, not saying it's always. And B straight up lying because that's Anna. The woman next to me, her name's Anna. That fits. Let me take a look at the hint just in case. The other two ladies keep talking about B. Who could she possibly be? Remember that Judy never lies. All right, let's go with this.
And now to test my theory.
There we go.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Oh, you're right. A's Ellie, B's Anna, and C is Judy. A says that B is Judy, so you know that A can't be our honest friend Judy. B claims to be Ellie, so we know this person can't be Judy either. Therefore, you know that C must be Judy, and if that's so, B must be Anna. With everyone else now identified, you can be sure that A is Ellie. Excuse me. We're almost there, folks. The lion's escape. A lion has escaped its cage from the zoo. It appears that you, a zookeeper, is an idiot and forgot to lock the cage. This lion is an extremely ferocious specimen, and you are the only person left in the zoo. Circle the safest place to hide until help arrives. Well, I wonder what the trick question here is. Like, what is that drawing on the bottom exactly? Is that the door off its hinges? Well, that's dumb. I really wouldn't. All these places, like, you don't want to be in any ones of any animals because, like, there's always a big danger, even if they're like a docile thing that you just never know. So I think with that being said and done, we can X out these. I don't know why the hell you would go to a thing has its door open. Like, that's just not gonna work. Under it, either that's under a table or under it, above it or under it, he's gonna get you. And then same thing with, is this just like a dilapidated rusty cage? That's not, I don't, unless you're gonna give the lion tetanus or something, but why wouldn't you just go back into the cage he originally was in? Can you like close the door behind you? That's the only thing that makes sense
Consider
here.
This puzzle solved.
There we go.
Huh. Wonderful.
You want to hide in the escaped lion's cage. Since you're a zookeeper, you can go in and lock the door. If the lion is not running around the zoo, hiding inside a cage is your safest option. Yeah. But see, I was assuming he was like a dumbass and left his key somewhere. If he freaking forgot to lock it, why wouldn't he forget to lock it behind him? But, you know, never mind. I'm just being an idiot now. Pattern recognition. Which pattern matches the one in the top left corner? Is it A, B, or C? The top left pattern had its contents flipped left to right and its colors inverted and changed to black and white. Oh god, okay. So once again, it's trying to find the differences between A, B, and C, and maybe finding something. right off the bat, C can't be it, I think, because of this. It's a different color than what we have here in B and C. So, not C. Now, trying to find a difference between A and B. I thought I just saw it and I lost it. Ugh. Wait. No. Damn it. No, it's not it. Sorry, I thought I saw it, but I keep thinking it's like somewhere in the middle that looks off. Oh, no, yeah. Oh my god, finally. Yeah, dear god, that hurt my eyes. Right here. This little spot, that one's black, this one's blue. Now, looking back at... Well, it's not blue, it's white. But here... Oh, you know what? And I totally forgot, this is inversed. So, like, we have this here. That should have been white. It's not. Here, it's inversed. Right here, that's what we're looking for. That should be white. So yeah, okay. It's B.
This should do the trick.
Almost got screwed up there because I forgot about the
wonderful.
About it being inversed. Being flipped, I should say. Answer is B. The areas circled in A and C are different from from the black and white. Oh, even the bottom left of C had the same thing. Okay. Suits in a row. Below are 16 cards. There are 4 cards from each suit: diamond, club, spades, and hearts. Cards are arranged in a 4x4 grid as shown below. And 3 cards have already been put down. Arrange the remaining cards so that each vertical column, horizontal, and diagonal line of the 4 cards contains 1 card from each suit. Touch the card to cycle through suits. Okay, so we had this already. We literally had the same. Well, it's not exactly the same puzzle, but what I'm getting at here is that we've seen this in some capacity. So we start by hearts. It could be one of these 3, I guess. Well, what's not shown? Well, hold on a minute. This has to be hearts. Because the idea of, of this and that. Or, no, excuse me. Because of this and this. That leaves that the only one left open there. Okay. That's fine. And here we got, diamonds and clubs. Well, if that's the case, this has to be diamonds, because clubs is right there below it, so which makes this club. Okay. Now with that. Diamonds and spades to the left-hand side. I don't know which one is what yet. We can do the top, though. Or, excuse me, the second column. Hearts cannot be on the top because we already have it there on the top left. So the bottom has to be card. It has to be hearts, leaving spade up there. And all we're missing there on the top now, once again, are spades and diamonds. If I go diagonal, what do we got here still? We got spades and diamond. Excuse me, spades and clubs. Clubs can't go here, so that has to be spades. That makes that club. Alright. The next one, if I focus on the bottom row, we got diamonds and spades left. I can't put spades in the third slot because we have her up there, so spades goes there, diamond goes here. Which means that diamond's left over here, meaning hearts is left over there, meaning diamonds left over here, clubs here. Think we're good?
Consider this puzzle solved.
There we go. Not bad at all.
And there we have it.
It may be hard to decide on your first moves, but when you start to get it right, everything falls in place. Yeah, I think the one in the main game actually was a little bit easier. The cleaning robot. Scientists in the research lab have built a robot to clean the long corridors. Oh, it has a little face on it. Why does it have a heart monitor on it? Because the robot isn't quite complete yet. It can only be programmed to turn only right or only left. Only right or left. The specific corners where it turns can also be programmed. Scientists wanted to give the robot a route so that it cleans every part of the hallway, but doesn't clean any part of the hallway twice. Now, from which point should they start the robot? Choose A through E and circle the answer. The robot can move through intersections twice. You should try as many routes as possible. If you really can't work it out, there's one place that's a little different from the others. That's the spot. I'm just trying to give myself a little bit of a heads up there. A little different from the others? I mean, A and B are starting on corners. C and D are starting in the middle. Or middle of an intersection. E does start a little bit by its lonesome. And it's like a bottom of an intersection. So that, frankly, just because of that hint, it could be E. But let's see. Do I have to take a turn, or can I just keep going if I... I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it right. Listen, I'm just gonna go with that, with my instinct with the hint, and just say E and hope to God they give me a visualization on it.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Yay! Okay.
And there we
I think
have
I'm just
it.
running out of steam, guys. The robot starts at point E. It should be programmed to turn on. Oh wait, that's. It said that, didn't it? It can only go left or right. Meaning I think like that. Why the hell did I think like, yeah, it can go left or right? No, literally only left or only right. That was my mistake. My God. It can also be programmed for left-only turns if it starts at the end of the route shown here. However you program it, it sounds like a difficult robot to use. So I was dumb and did not read properly. Cracking the code. Down to our last 4 puzzles here. Find the 4-digit code that opens a safe. You can use the digit 0 to 5 in your answer, but each digit can only be used once. The small lights next to each row of digits are the key to finding the code, as they tell you how much in common that row has with the code. White light indicates a digit that's in the code but in a different place in a sequence. And orange light indicates a digit that's in the code and in the correct spot. So, okay. Touch the digits in the bottom of the screen to change them, then touch submit. Okay. Ooh. Well, in some capacity, I'm looking at that third one, right? We have 3102. 3 of those are the correct numbers, but in different positions, and one of them is... Well, no, wait a minute. Well, maybe I'm not thinking about it right. I thought, like, aren't those the 3 digits? But we just gotta, like, kind of change them around, but no. No, hold on a minute. No, I think I am still right about that. Because I'm trying to follow the logic of the first one. We had one that was like that, too. It was 3 white and 1 orange, or maybe it was vice versa. No, that'll be too easy. And it ended up being like those 4 digits. So in some capacity, it's some combination of 3102. Now, from that, we have to figure out where things fit. And I'm looking... Actually, I think we got a big help there on the bottom. We got 4502. We already know that 4 and 5 are not going to be part of the solution. So now we're down to 0 and 2. If we're taking a look at that third pattern, 3102, we can say 0 or 2. Is it like, you know... Well, no, it's indicating that one's in the correct space, one isn't. Damn. So I think in some capacity, 0 or 2 are like one of the last 2 digits of the code. Maybe. You know what? Hold on. This probably makes it a little bit easier. Let's get rid of anything that isn't 3102. Okay. That should help us a little bit more. The top one says one's for sure in the spot, one isn't. I think that kind of guarantees that that middle one might be a 3. Which means what's left then, 2's here. Then we have what, 0 and 1 left? Then that means 0. So we already know 0 is not going to be the third option, so... if I take a look at the top one... Oh. No, we... shoot. Excuse me. If I already designated 3 to be in the third slot, that means 0 has to be the second one, meaning all that's left is 1 on the top slot, or the left. So it's 1032. Excuse me.
And now
Those
to
are
test
fun.
my
I
theory.
like those.
And there we have it.
This was a rather hard puzzle, but fun when your guesses start to work out. Well, call it as you may. Crazy dice. There are 2 dice, A and B. The pictures show each die from 2 different angles. Maybe the dice maker was up to no good, but the dots on each face are all completely random. You can see all the faces here, so if you were to roll both dice, the highest total you could get would be 9. Knowing this, what is the lowest number you could get? Remember, only the numbers visible on the sides facing up count. What? It's a bit mean. That's your hint? What? It's mean. So it's a trick. There are 2 dice, A and B. The pictures show each die from different angles. Okay. Maybe the dice maker was up to no good, but the dots on each face are all completely random. You can see all the faces here, so if you roll both die, the highest total you could get would be 9. Knowing this, what is the lowest number you could get? I don't know. Like, I'm very confused about this. What's the lowest number you can get? Remember, only the numbers visible on the sides facing up count. Is that the trick? It's literally asking me what is the lowest number you can get. Couldn't I get a 1? No, but now you gotta roll both though. Wait. Only the numbers visible on the sides facing up count. What the hell does that mean? The numbers visible on the sides facing up? Do they literally mean... Hold on a minute. Do they literally mean that? The very top? Because like when I hear like facing up, to me I guess it's like, oh, it's visible. But just like... But it goes on to say visible on the sides facing up. If this is the trick, then I think it literally is just 1. Because 1 is the lowest number for the ones facing up. Holy crap, game, I hate you.
And there we have it.
The dice don't have to be lined up like they are in the picture. If you position the dice like the picture shown here, you get the lowest possible number, 1. Of course, it's not likely anyone would ever roll this configuration naturally. Wait. I think I was thinking about it differently, but you know what? Whatever. Either way, the puzzle's stupid. Mean. It's just stupid. Number tiles. The penultimate weekly puzzle. Rearrange the letters, the 3 tiles, so that they display a number divisible by 43. By 43? What the hell? You can reverse these? Why? I was just kind of clicking and dragging. Okay, so the trick has to be that this has to be a 9. So with that being said, I'm just going to take out a calculator here. And let's see if anything comes up that could be divisible by 43. Now that includes a 9 in it. It's obviously not 2. It's 3. 43 times 3 is 129. That
This
was
should
mean.
do the trick.
It's clever, but that was mean.
A true
I would have
gentleman
probably
leaves no puzzle unsolved.
I probably would have used a hint for that one. What saved me there was like, oh, I was just literally picking up a piece. I'm like, why is it giving me the rotating symbol and not just the picking things up? Once you notice that the 6 can be turned upside down to form a 9, you can make 129. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the last weekly puzzle and the last puzzle we're going to solve in the Diabolical Box / Pandora's Box, the bus's route. A very large bus approaches a town. Since the streets of this town are so narrow, the bus can only turn at corners where there are no buildings and only in the direction the corner allows. The bus arrives from the south. Yeah, so can you find the shortest route for the bus if it wants to exit to the east? Trace a line from the starting point to the goal. They're so narrow, they can only turn at corners where there are no buildings and only in the direction the corner allows. Am I missing something here? What's really confusing me is this whole idea of like, oh, only making the turns. What does it say? You can only turn at corners where there are no buildings. You know, is that why they have like things like this where like it's kind of like to allow the turn maybe? Because part of me was just gonna say like, oh, just boop boop, but I'm guessing we can't do that. So, I don't know. Like, you want to turn into it, right? So like, I can't turn here. I can turn here. Can't turn there, so I turn here. I'm just kind of looping here. Okay, let me try a different route. Could turn there. Now see, but I'm getting stuck at the same thing here. If I turn to, yeah, hold on. I can't turn left when I'm coming from the right side. I think that's what's screwing me up. So I do this. Ah, damn it. I was gonna make a loop-de-loop, but that's not gonna work. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can turn into here, right? And then I can turn... Okay, there you go. Is that the shortest route? I guess. I don't see how anything else is gonna work. Let me get it right. There we go.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been all the freaking weekly puzzles of Diabolical Box. like the achievement says. All right, yeah, that's gonna be it. Like 2 hours later, basically, which I figured that's what it was gonna take. Yeah, we're done. Diabolical Box / Pandora's Box is all done. I will come back in here probably in the beginning of Unwanted Future to come back in here to input this, to see what's what. Well, actually, or hold on, no, I may wait until. How the hell did I do it in Curious Village? Well, no, I guess it doesn't matter. I can probably just, do it in the beginning of Unwanted Future. I'll go back, grab the code from Unwanted Future, place it here, and see what I get. What did I get when I did it for... Crap, guys, I can't even remember what the hell I got from Curious Village. Was that the concept art? Whatever. Either way. Because that's the code I use for for Curious Village. Anyway. We are done with the second game in the series. It was fun. I really enjoyed the story. The puzzles were very mean, very tricky. I'm not sure if each game's gonna have like a theme like that per se, but I guess we'll find out eventually. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this one, and it really gets me... I'm really hyped up for Unwound Future because that's the one I keep hearing everyone talk about, how it's like, oh my god, it's amazing. It really tugs at the heartstrings. I'm like, what? Why? We're gonna find out. So, as usual, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed my Let's Play of Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box / Pandora's Box. Love you all so much, and don't forget to spread that love around. Have a great day, everybody.